Hi everyone, this is Eric, the Cyborg Team Britain, coming to you with a brand new deck profile from after a week or two of Phantom Rage being released. I've decided to cave in, decided to build Virtual World. I originally didn't have like a full-on plan to actually build it, but after seeing like replays online and stuff and seeing how it goes, I actually kind of just started growing attached to it. I'm still learning the combos here and there, but I'll get to doing everything that everyone else does with the whole shenanigans of calamities and all that other stuff. Anyway, let's get into it. So starting off with the main ones, obviously you're gonna have to run 3 of Virtual World Mahime Lulu. All the virtual world monsters, except for one of them, have the same effect. Is that you can summon them from your hand by targeting a virtual world card on your field, and depending on which one you target, you send a virtual world card from your deck to the graveyard of a different type. So target a monster, you send a spell or trap, target a spell, send a monster or trap, target a trap, monster or spell, yada yada. What she does is that she is your Stratos, so she searches for any virtual world monster from your deck to your hand when she is summoned, and that effect is all one singular effect. And what she searches is going to be the third type of card that you don't send to the graveyard. So if you target a spell, send a trap, you search a monster, target a trap, send a monster, search a spell, yada yada. All that convoluted stuff right there. The only virtual monster that doesn't have her own summoning effect is Yan Yan. But she does have her own graveyard summoning effect. Is that if a level 3 monster is summoned summoned to your field while she's in the graveyard, she summons herself back from the graveyard, but she gets banished when she leaves the field again. And then when she's banished, you can shovel back one of your other banished cards back to your deck, which is a really great effect, because this deck runs Pot of Desires. And she can just show back any of your banished face-down cards too, because it's just a banished card. So 3 Yan Yan. On to the other virtual world. 3 Gigi. Same summoning effects, target a virtual world card, yada yada. His unique effect is that he is basically a Skarm, where he searches at the end phase for a virtual world monster, and they all have the same restriction to where if you use any of their effects, you are locked into only summoning level / rank 3 or higher monsters. So in the extra deck, you don't run any Link monsters at all. So it's just pure Synchro and XYZs. I mean, you could run fusions, but I don't think there's really any good fusion monsters to run for it. 3 of Lily. This one is an extra Foolish Burial to send another virtual world card from your deck to graveyard. And then 3 of Lao Lao, same summoning effects, except he is a Monster Reborn. So you bring back any of your virtual world monsters that are in the graveyard, obviously, as a Monster Reborn. Don't really need to explain that much. And he's a True. That's it for the virtual world monsters. You're running pretty much a whole set of all of them. For other monsters, with the hand traps, 3 Ash Blossom, then 3 Nibiru. The hand traps could be really anything you want. You can run Ghost Ogres, you can run Drolls, you can do whatever you want with the hand traps. This is just what I chose, because it's pretty common to run Ash Blossoms, because everything pretty much can die to an Ash Blossom, and Nibiru Can also break boards if you're going second. Those are the monsters. Onto the spells. 3 of Virtual World City Kowloon. This card, on when you activate it, it places any virtual world gate card from your deck face up. So it just straight up plays it. And depending on the number of virtual world gate cards you have on board, it also applies a secondary effect. If you have 2 or more, all your virtual monsters gain an additional 300 attack. If there is 3 or more, you send the top 3 cards from your deck to the graveyard. And if there's 4, you split summon up to 4 virtual world monsters with different names from your extra deck. So just pretty much just brings out the whole extra deck lineup if you're gonna have 4 of them. That effect isn't really gonna happen a lot because there's only 2 virtual world gate cards. There's another one coming out in February in Blazing Vortex, but I gotta wait till then. Running 3 Quinglong. This card on the field is you can banish 1 virtual world card from your graveyard, then target 1 face-up monster in the field and gain its effects until the end of this turn, even if it leaves the field. And its graveyard effect, it is another searcher for any virtual world monster from your deck to your hand. So it's basically 4th, 5th, and 6th copy of Lulu. And then since you're playing pretty much 3 of everything, you might as well just play 3 Desires to get your draw power for the deck in. And yeah, you can just shovel back the stuff you need that are banished face down. So yeah, this is probably the only deck that I'll ever run Desires in. And then Full Burial Goods, because you want to send either Quinglong or the Trap card, which I'll go into in a bit, to your graveyard to get their banish effects. Did that for the 1-ofs, 1 Call by the Grave, and 1 E-Telly, because obviously most of them are sidekicks, and this just brings them out a whole lot faster. Onto the traps. I'm running 3 of the Virtual World Gate Chuchi. This one on the field lets you show back 2 Virtual World cards that are banished with different names. Shuffle them back to the deck to target 1 card in the field and destroy it. So it's just spell removal. Its banish effect, however, lets you target a Virtual World monster on your field, and you have 2 choices. You either can raise its level up by 3, or make it make its level go down by 3. So that effect obviously helps with your synchro plays and your Xyz plays, obviously. That's a really great effect for that. And then obviously the last 3 trap cards are 3 impermanences, because Permanence is a good card. It should always be in every deck. Anyway, that is the main deck for Virtual World. Onto the extra deck. Extra deck, I'm still working on a few things here and there, trying to like swap things in and out. But right now I have 1 of Virtual World Shell Jaja and 1 Virtual World Dragon Long Long. These are your rank 3 Virtual World monsters. Obviously, you can see them right there. Jaja. Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card. Then target 1 face-up monster you control. It cannot be destroyed by battle until the end of your opponent's turn. So it's a free shield for any of your monsters. Too bad it's not a quick effect, because that would make it a whole lot better. Once per turn, after damage calculation, if this card battled an opponent's monster, while you have 2 or more monsters in your graveyard with the same or original type and attribute as each other, you can banish that opponent's monster. So if anything battles Jaja, if you have 2 monsters that are psychic in wind or worm in earth, that monster gets banished. And then Long is a monster fight negator. Your opponent cannot target this card with card effects while it has Exceed material, so they have to destroy it by battle or get rid of it by non-targeting means. When your opponent activates the effect of a monster with an attribute that is not on their field, so for like if you get Nibiru'd and they don't have a light monster on their field, Long can negate it. If they Ash Blossom you, if they don't have a fire on their field, Long can negate that. Pretty much just stops the hand traps from if they don't have the proper attribute on their field. Quick effect, detach 2 materials from it and negate it. So protection and banishing and monster fight negation for anything that they don't control. And the last one is a Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. You're mainly running him in here because he also can stop Nibiru. Because you just change the effect of a Nibiru to each player just draws a card. So they activate Nibiru, you chain this, like, oh, okay, nothing will be attributed. We'll just draw a card instead. I'm seeing a lot of people run either Break Sword or Totem Bird over him, so I might eventually do one of those in the future, but for right now, I'm testing out the Gossip Shadow. For the rank 6s, 1 Virtual World Fan, and then 1 Photon Strike Bouncer for, again, monster fight negation. Fan is a new one, obviously. Once per turn, you can detach 2 materials from this card and target 1 face-up card your opponent controls and 1 card in either graveyard. Banish them. If this Exceed Summon card is destroyed by battle with an opponent's attacking monster or by an opponent's card effect while in its owner's monster zone, you can special summon 2 virtual monsters with the same type and attribute as each other from your deck. So he pretty much banishes stuff, and if he gets destroyed, you just bring out two more virtual monsters straight from your deck. And then Gaia Charger just to slap on top of your rank 6s for a certain Xyz monster that I'll show in a bit. Obviously, you're running a bunch of level 9s, so obviously Calamities. I probably might eventually run 2 of them because you go into level 9s a lot. So yeah. And then obviously you're running Xyz monsters, so you gotta run AA Zeus. It's the main reason why I'm running Gaia Charger, because you just like bring out like Fan or something. Then you're like, okay, slap Gaia Charger on top, swing with Gaia Charger, main phase 2, slap Zeus on top. Oh look, there's 2 materials for Zeus. That's it for the Xyz. Onto the Synchros. For level 6s, 1 Coral, 1 Stardust Charger Warrior. Just your main generic level 6 Synchros to go into. And then 1 of the Virtual World Beast Yugioh, whatever. Yugioh is cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while you have 2 or more monsters in your graveyard with the same original type and attribute. Awesome. But with different names, obviously. You can banish 2 monsters from your graveyard with the same original type and attribute, but different names. Then target 1 card in the field, send it to the graveyard. So it's another non-destruction removal, but it does target, unfortunately. So it can't out-dragoon. And then for the big amount of level 9s, 1 Vermilion Dragon Mech just to pop cards. 1 Parkour Dragon for draw power and more popping, 1 Cloud Castle for just bringing back your. This is mainly for your Calamities plays, because you bring him out, you bring back any of your other level 9s, and you just make VFD on top of it. And then obviously this is a virtual world without the main one, Shen Shen. It is a walking microcosmos for any card sent from the field to the graveyard advantage instead. Its other effect is that you can target when your monster declares an attack, you can return one banished monster to the owner's graveyard. So you can just help set up your graveyard with your stuff. And let's say that Shen Shen gets destroyed. You wait till your next turn. Then, during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish 2 other monsters from your graveyard with different original types and attributes from each other. Special summon this card from your graveyard. So it works for any monster, so you can banish a Hand Trap and Nibiru from your graveyard to bring this out. So just banish any monsters that are different types and attributes, and obviously different names, and just bring that out. So anyway, that is my current build for Virtual World. I'm still, like I said, I'm still working things out here and there. But if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below on what I should upgrade and take out, swap in, swap out, all that good stuff. Anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you all next time.